So it's been quite a long while since I've actually played Pokemon TCG Pocket, at least on the channel, right? Since basically the game came out, I haven't really uploaded anything regarding it. I have been playing the game on and off. I've mainly just been collecting cards. I kind of stopped playing. I can't even say competitive because back then they didn't even have a ranked ladder, right? But I kind of stopped doing that shortly after I stopped uploading. I did for a little bit longer, but then it was kind of like whatever. And then they finally released the rank mode, but at that point it was kind of a little bit too late. This is Suicune Chinpao, which is apparently super good, but I don't really see it, but I guess we'll find out now, yeah, because I was looking up what to do with Suicune and Chinpao, and I was like, oh, you can freaking put them together in a single deck. Wow, look at that. But, yeah, so I haven't really been playing the game a lot. Well, I haven't been. I mainly just, every day I'll, like, log in, get my, my packs, and try to grind out the few missions that are there, but I haven't really been doing, online matches a lot. I did do a ranked season, like, 2 seasons ago, where I had, like, for whatever reason, was just really into it, and I was just really playing the game a lot at that point. But then I kind of dropped off. And what I wanted to do is I just wanted to play today, mainly using the new, well, I shouldn't say new, because it's actually pretty old, but using Poliwrath EX, because I actually really like Poliwrath. He's like okay as a Pokemon. Like competitively, he hasn't really been super good. But I think my TV in the background accidentally turned on. I accidentally turned on my TV because I was syncing to to my computer. I was trying to sync up to it with my phone so I can actually record this, but I accidentally synced up to my TV because I was having some issues. And that's a bit unfortunate because now it's just, my TV is one of those smart TVs where if you turn it on after a while, it will just randomly play, some random channel and play music in the background. I don't think my mic is picking it up, but yeah. But anyways, yeah, so I'm using Poliwrath EX, which is not a very good card, but it does kind of work out sometimes. I got really lucky here because of the fact that I managed to get everything that I needed to get to start, right? I got the Rare Candy to quickly evolve it. I got the Mantike. Mantike's really important because I'm only using fighting energy. Poliwrath EX is a fighting type, but if it has a water energy, he does 140 damage. So that's why I use Mantike to give it the 1 water energy if I can, and I evolve it, and it has enough to just throw out 140 easily. And he's pretty bulky, with the 180 HP. So he's not half bad. Of course, against like bigger things that are stronger or that take more health than 140, there's not really a lot that I can do here. Unfortunately. And then these planes is pretty good for their deck because they have a bunch of big basics there, right? There's not really a lot that I can do against this right now. And that's kind of all this deck does, right? It just sets up Poliwrath super quick. Like insanely quick. Let me see if I can turn off my TV. Alright, there we go. Sorry, that was just really, really distracting. Oh, so yeah, you can set up Poliwrath really quick the way I have it set up. Whether or not that's good is kind of a different story, because the most that I can do at this point is try and get a Lily so that I can heal out some damage from Poliwrath here. But we'll see how they're going to play this, because Chinpao is obviously going to die if they leave it in, unless they like ice pop it or something like that. They could switch into Suicune, right, and then use the health that it has to try and survive. But I did hang on to the Cyrus here. I shouldn't say hang on, but I just happened to have it. So I can use that, but they're going to use the Mars to get rid of my hand, and I only draw 1, which is unfortunately going to be the main, not the Cyrus. So all I'm going to be able to do here is pop this. I think it doesn't really matter really where I put it. I'm not going to do anything. I'll put it here just so I can retreat it if I need to, and maybe give that 1 Poliwrath a little bit of energy. But yeah, they got me good with that that Mars, unfortunately. But they can maybe do some damage with the Crystal Wave Waltz, I should say. It doesn't really do a lot of damage, but feel like it's a really bad move on Suicune, but everything else on Suicune is pretty good, right? It's pretty decent HP. It's a basic EX. Lets you draw with Legendary Pulse, right? But I feel like it has the weakest move, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, so deck just really just tries to get Poliwrath EX set up right away. We got, like I said, we got the Mantike that just gives you an energy. It's a baby Pokemon, so it's only 30 HP, but doesn't have energy requirement for its attack. I have one copy of the Call for Family Poliwagon and one of the normal Poliwag, normal-ish. This to just deck thin and try and get that to working. I've never really had to use this, really, like in an effective way, so you can really just use the normal one. They're going to go ahead and give up because there's not really anything that they can do there, and probably mauled about the fact they lost the fucking Poliwrath EX. But yeah, so Mantike just allows me to get water energy on Poliwrath with that 3 energy, 1 fighting, 1 water, 1 whatever, essentially. I can do 140 pretty easily. And that's all the deck does. I'm using the EV Sylveon to just draw a bunch of cards in my deck. The sleeve looks almost AI generated. That kind of annoys me. Hopefully it's actually not. I'm just being rude, I guess. I'd rather that. But, and that's about it. I recently just added in May, as opposed to playing the Pokemon Communicator, which I was originally playing, because I feel like that's a little bit better, and it maybe makes the deck go a little bit more burr. Pokemon Communicator just lets you swap 1 Pokemon in hand with 1 from deck, whereas like May lets you get 2 from deck, and then you return 2 to your deck, right? So I feel like Communicator is better because it's an item. It's not a supporter. You can still use other supporters, but I'll try it out here and see how this works. What am we fighting? Makuhita. Okay then. I don't know anything about Makuhita, to be honest, but see how that goes. I am playing the boosted evolution Eevee, which just means if it's inactive and it's your first turn, you can immediately evolve it. I was originally playing the other Eevee because of the fact that I should use this first. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I was originally using the other Eevee just because there were situations where I had to have Eevee and it would just sit there. And unfortunately, there's really no way for me to set up Sylveon because I'm not playing Psychic Energy. Thankfully, they added an update to this game where originally you would add Pokemon to your deck, and then when you go to like save it, or when you finish adding Pokemon, it'll automatically assign the energy for those Pokemon in your deck, even if it doesn't use it, right? Or even if I'm not intending to use it. So in this deck, I don't intend to use Psychic Energy or Water Energy specifically. I just want to use Fighting Energy. But it'll, every time I make a change to the deck, it'll update it to use that energy, which was really obnoxious. But they made it so you can actually turn that off now. So this is actually pretty bad because I don't have Rare Candy. This May is not really doing anything in my hand. I don't even think I have 2 Pokemon that I can use her with. So literally all that's left in my deck, and typically I can go through my deck instantly, which is insane. I probably shouldn't have played the other Poliwrath, but I have them both set up. So I just have 2 Rare Candies, Cyrus. I have Cyrus and Lily in my hand. I have 2 Rare Candies. I think a Professor's. No, I got that out already. Yeah, so it's just 2 Rare Candies, a Pokeball Copycat, and my Golden Magtype is all that I have left in deck. No. I have to just get Mollywopped over here, let my attack go down, and then I can go in and maybe clean house. This thing is, I think, pretty annoying. I've had to... okay, maybe that's not too bad. I thought there was one that was really annoying. Yeah, so now whenever this thing gets knocked out, it stays with 10 HP. And what does this do? Discard all tools from the active Pokemon. Well, I don't have that, so I don't have to worry about that. We will unfortunately Copycat here are like 7 cards to try and draw 2, because literally there's nothing I can do with that hand to get absolutely nothing, unfortunately. I don't know if that was the right play, but there's nothing else I could have done, right? So the only thing I can do now is Splashy Toss again and just keep building up energy. This is a bit unfortunate. Actually, there's nothing I can do here. We're dead. We're cooked. Not getting the Rare Candy hurt me. I should have just saved the Copycat in my hand. So that's on me. Super unfortunate there. I should not have used that copycat there. I should have just sat tight for a bit. I ended up matching up afterwards into freaking some electric deck, but they had Oricorio Frame 1, and this deck has no way to get around that. I play specifically 2 EX Pokemon, one of them that can't attack, and one of them that is the only thing that does anything in this entire deck. So, we'll see how this goes. Going first is usually nice, but only if I get to open the Mantike. I mean, this hand is doing nothing for me, so we can maybe try and copycat here. See if we can get something going afterwards. Double Sylveon is not super nice, but getting the Mantike is, so at least we can get the water energy on that. And then hopefully next turn we can draw into the Eevee and sit tight a bit for that, because I know at the very least they need another energy for this to actually work, or they can just do this. I didn't realize Pichu actually gave electric energy. Electric energy is so easy to get, it's insane. But, we're gonna get this rare candy, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't have anything that I can use with that, so we're gonna go ahead and try and switch here into the Mantike. A little splashy toss here, basically doing the same thing our opponent is doing. The only thing is that theirs is a way bigger payoff, and it'll actually win them the game next turn. Because this is a Mega Kangaskhan, so it'll do 80, and then the next Pokemon does it, and it'll attack again. So okay, they won't win them the game because like Poliwrath will survive barely, but yeah, next turn Mantike dies, and I take 40 to whatever I call out. So it is weak to fighting, I believe. Not that it matters, because it's gonna end up poisoning me. So I think the better play is to just not evolve here. Hope that they don't have any way to do an extra 20 damage or have a Sabrina, because if they Sabrina, they win the game here. But essentially the play is you go into this, the first damage does 80. Oh no, I think it kills me either way, actually. No, yeah, I would have lost no matter what. But, oh no, I'm good. No. Never mind. I was gonna say, because they're gonna poison me, but Poison Barb is only if I touch them. So this is gonna take that out. And then the little baby Kangaskhan is gonna still attack, which is a really cool way to implement how it works from the video game. And that's gonna leave me with 40. Sorry, I'm gonna take 40 and be left with 20. But this way I can I don't really know what the point of that was. I don't think that really mattered. In the grand scheme of things, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I don't think that really made a huge difference. I know I can hit this with a Hydro Knuckle. Hit it with a butt ton of damage. They're gonna poison me. I'm gonna take 40 or 30, and then they just win after this. So I don't think evolving it really made a difference. If I had evolved or not evolved it. I was just thinking the Poison Barb was gonna poison me and then kill me at the end of the turn or something like that. But it basically did anyway, so unfortunately that is going to be the game. I don't actually know if you can rank down, but I'm out of Ultra Ball points. Ultra Ball rank points, so let's see how this goes. We do have the Mantike, Professor's Research, and Poliwag, so we can get something going here. Going second is okay, because I get to give 2 energy instantly to Poliwag by the end of my turn. We're fighting water again. Okay, so it's probably Suicune, Chien-Pao again, sure. So it might get lucky, be able to set up super quick against them again and punch Suicune. But we'll see how this goes. And by the way, by no means am I don't remember if I said this at the start, but I'm not saying this is a good deck. I've never meant to imply that this is a good deck or anything like that. I just really want to use Poliwag. Sorry, Poliwrath specifically, right? But let's see. So that'll at least set me up, and then we'll see if we can punch a Suicune in the face. So it seems like I only have a good matchup here if I get lucky. I can set up way faster than them. And there's not too much they can do about it once Poliwrath is set and going. The only thing they can do is if they have this set up, they can attack my weaker stuff that's on the bench or something like that. But other than that, yeah, there's not too much they can do. Hopefully I can get Poliwrath here. No, we're going to get a Pokeball. We can use here. To go into Eevee, unfortunately I can't like double switch. That would have been really cool. To like switch Eevee in, evolve it with Sylveon, and then switch again somehow, but I don't have the ability to do something like that. So I have to hope that I can draw it here. No, I don't get it, and I already used my supporter, unfortunately. Ugh, that sucks. Otherwise, we could have actually done something here. I'll keep the Mantike in case I need to cycle it out. But so unfortunately, they are going to kill Mantike here. And they're gonna have energy. At least only Suicune will have energy. They'll probably be able to evolve this Artibrax into Exgablian. I actually like that Pokemon, but I don't even know the name of it right now. Which I think it just lets you get an extra energy each turn or something like that. It's some sort of energy generation. So they're gonna force me here to switch, which is alright, I guess. Not great, because obviously Eevee's gonna die here. And I'd rather it not die, but because now this Sylveon is useless, but it does let me very easily use the May next turn, and it also is only a one point Pokemon, right? We're not gonna get it here, so I can either May or I can Copycat. May is the better option here because of the fact that I just need a single Pokemon. Please don't be something dumb, okay? So I obviously don't need Mantike. I only have one Eevee and 2 Sylveons. So I'll put back the Sylveon. And then we're going to go ahead and Rare Candy. Right there. Now I can go ahead and switch here. I kind of want to. Well, I'm going to end up killing their Suicune, so it doesn't matter. I was going to say, I kind of wanted to play this Eevee out. In case they, you know, make me switch or like something like that, but like at the same time I don't want to power up the Crystal Waltz because it's based on the number of Pokemon on the bench, but I'm killing it with Poliwrath here. So, and they didn't set up anything else, so the most they can do here is do Icicle with this. They may be able to, again, if they evolve this, I don't remember what its effect does. I just know it's some sort of water energy acceleration, but I don't think it'll be enough for them to use the diving icicles. Even if they do, I do survive that, and I can kill the Chien-Pao on the clapback. So they're just gonna go ahead and concede. Can I just get an actual win with this deck? Granted, that was guaranteed, but still. It is funny that the only deck I've been able to beat is supposedly the really good one, because I usually use Game 8 for like this game to just take a look at how things, you know, meta-wise are looking, and if I'm trying to build a deck, whatever. So I know Poliwag is pretty rough here. Oh man, like as I was looking for some water deck to build, they just listed this at like S tier, and I was like, really? Oh, didn't seem super crazy to me, but I guess I'll take it that Poliwrath can at least beat that, even if only because the stars aligned those 2 previous games. They definitely will not this time around. They're actually going to use the inflatable raft or boat here, which is interesting. They can be able to switch into this thing and very quickly start dealing me damage, unfortunately, unless I can draw into Mantike, get Poliwrath out of there, or something equivalent that allows me to draw into Mantike, like this Pokeball. Please give me Mantike. Okay, perfect. So that's good at least. Unfortunately, I do have to switch, and they can Cyrus it, which would really suck. Of the rare candy, but I can't. The thing with Mantike is that it only attaches to basic Pokemon. So if I had evolved there, I would not actually be able to attach the energy, which is kind of annoying in situations like that because I'm kind of just wasting a turn. So we can finally see what this thing does. Ice Maker, once per turn, you take a water energy and attach it to the okay. So what they're gonna do, this does 130 to anything, so they can just very easily just target Poliwag here, I'm pretty sure, and then that'll win the game. Because they'll just snipe my bench and there's nothing I can do about it, you know. Unfortunately, had I gotten the Mantike a turn earlier, I could have instantly last turn then rare candied it up, but unfortunately that is not what's gonna happen. There's like nothing I can do here. They can't get that same energy again. They can get 1 energy. So I can still try and play here. I don't think we're gonna end up going anywhere, but I can try and play here. Hopefully get nope. Right? That's really not. I keep using copycat blindly, not looking at what cards my opponent has. I keep thinking like, oh yeah, this will let me draw a bunch of cards. When it's not. Yeah, because the only thing I can do here is like this. Pass turn. Give this an energy next turn. Switch a Mantine, give it another energy. Magically get a rare candy. But yeah, even that's not gonna work. So next turn they just pop anything on my board. It's gonna be the Poliwag, knowing that, you know, that thing is set up right now. Using this means that it's just gonna give me 2 Pokemon that I'm just gonna have to put back. Which is a bit unfortunate. Unfortunately, I wish I could just take one of those and then I could have actually done something here. Yeah. I mean, I'll try it, but they'll actually go for the Sylveon EX because it already has damage on it, and then they'll just win the game that way. And then Zibert. So I can't even beat the supposedly good deck, unfortunately. But anyways, just wanted to give Poliwrath EX a little try. I've been wanting to play this for a while. I was playing with it, the normal Poliwrath, trying to use like Dredagon and stuff like that, and a bunch of other nonsense, but it never worked. And then the EX version came out, and it's kind of clunky. But when it, you know, when it goes off, it's kind of nice. But it's by now, it's great. Anyways, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and have yourselves a damn good one.